I know all of you think that I'm perfect, but I'm not. I'm as close as any person's ever been, but not perfect. Listen, kids are horrible. I'm gonna tell you a few things that I did as a kid that I'm not proud of. But first, I'm gonna tell you a few things other kids did. For instance, in 3rd grade, there was this kid named Courtney. She stole like $80 from her aunt's purse and treated the whole class to fruit roll-ups at lunch. Luckily, I didn't take one because all those kids' parents had to pay the money back when her aunt came up to the school and the two of them were crying in the middle of the class. Your own aunt, Courtney, your own aunt. Harold from Hey Arnold, he stole Mr. Simmons' lunch. He could have just asked for some sandwich. He would have given him some. I have a cousin, and I'm not going to say his name, Jabre, who spit inside my Game Boy and threw it behind the radiator, and also stole my Time Wizard. I have another cousin, and I refuse to say his name, Cameron, who wouldn't teach me the code to unlock all the special characters on Tekken and WrestleMania the arcade game. He's a horrible person, almost as bad as Ray Lewis. Foreshadowing. Alright, I stalled enough. After this point, there's nothing that I'm proud of. And plus, I'm a grown man now, so too late. First and foremost, the kid I went to elementary school, Tyrone, you lent me your Game Boy on Thursday. I forgot to bring it on Friday, and let's face it, after the weekend, it's mine. But I will get you a Game Boy Color, unless I can't find you or I forget. Now, I've stolen maybe 5 times in my life. Fortunately for me, I was always 10 or younger. But this one time, it was a candy called Thumb Suckers. It was like a ring pop in the shape of a thumb that you would stick your thumb into like little Jack Horner. Anyway, the adult I was with wouldn't get me one, so I got me one. And it was the best tasting thing I've ever had in my life. Don't steal. I'm really not proud of this one. My cousin, he had a realistic Woody doll. I was extremely jealous of him. So I convinced him to play caveman, and we ripped him in half. If it's any consolation, I got a Buzz Lightyear like a week later, and I felt really bad about ripping your Woody in half. So yeah, karma. My older cousin had a gumball machine filled with jelly beans in his room, and it only took quarters. I was like 8 years old, so I didn't have any money. So I waited for him to leave out, and then I cracked it open and took 2 handfuls of sweaty jelly beans and ran out. Shortly after, I remembered that I don't like jelly beans, so I threw all of them on the front lawn. One time I decided I wanted to be like Kevin from Ed, Edd n Eddy and looked out my window and yelled, "Get off my lawn," whenever somebody walked past. I was a horrible person. There's this one thing that I'm kind of proud of. The same cousin that stole my Time Wizard, a few years before, we both got new packs of Pokemon cards, and he thought his Scyther card was mine, and I took it. That'll teach you not to steal my stuff 4 years later. The moral of this video is, come clean years later when there's no repercussions. So, yeah. Always resent my family or that I'm bitter, but I am. But I thought of something that I haven't thought of in years. Mr. Bucket.